What's up everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel where today of course is my Game Week 2 team selection on the day Game Week 2 begins. Yet again another late video for me, so yeah, West Ham got Chelsea tonight, so I figured maybe it is about time I reveal what my team selection is going into Game Week 2 where I've got one free transfer and I'm telling you now I've already made the transfer. I already knew I was going to do it. It was my plan going into Game Week 1 anyway, but before I reveal my team selection, we're looking back now on Game Week 1 and see how I got on. So as you can see there, a total amount of points of 54 overall. Not the best, not the worst in the world. So, I mean, I've not got my rank on there at the minute, but it's 4.5 million right now. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter at the minute. We'll see how I am after game week 3 or 4. But anyways, yes, as you can see, starting off in goal, I had Jordan Pickford, who got me 2 points. That was a bit disappointing, really. The penalty was so frustrating watching that. I'd rather just took the boring 0-0 and under clean sheet. Didn't happen, so he only got 2 points there. Well, at least I picked him instead of Hermansen, though, even though he had the better fixture, probably, you could say, against Sunderland. But he got battered 3-0 by them, so thank God I didn't make that decision. I went for back three then, so Virgil van Dijk and Reece James we already knew about. And if you actually watched my previous video, you would have seen that I was debating whether to go for Van der Ven or Pedro Porro, which one I was going to transfer in. I weren't quite sure. In the end, I decided to keep both. Instead, I got rid of Timber, who actually didn't start against Man United, so that one worked out a treat. But yeah, I mean, clearly the right decision would have been to start both these Spurs defenders and drop Van Dijk, but didn't happen. So I got 3 points in the end by Van Dijk. 5 from Reece James, where I was quite happy with his performance, even though he got a yellow card and, could have ended up getting sent off. I'll take the 5 there, and, Porro looked good against Burnley. And obviously my bench, I had Juve as well, who only got the 1 point, which was quite surprising still. West Ham got battered that much. But anyway, midfield-wise, hot and cold, really, isn't it? If you look at it, so Mo Salah smashed it, thank God. I mean, it was looking like he was going to blank in that game week against Bournemouth, but he scored right at the end. In the end, so 16 points from him. Cole Palmer was disappointing, only getting the 3 pointers. Reinders, I brought it. I had him in my team. Obviously, I was always confident bringing him for the season. He looked quality. 5.6 million is now, so he's gone up already. 10 points from him. Really happy with him. Only 5.5 minutes start of the season as well. So that one could turn out a real treat for me for the rest of the season. Hopefully, anyway. Drewsbury, 2 points. I mean, he was disappointing. Everton was shocking against Leeds, really. Particularly in that first half. Second half was a bit better, but yeah, it was really disappointing. I expected more from them, to be honest. And Rodgers only got 3 points against Newcastle. To be fair, that's a tough fixture. So I'll have to just take that on the chin. And then my front two both blanked. So Pedro Porro, 2-pointer. Quite a few people are telling me he hasn't actually gone down yet in price. But yeah, he was disappointed. He got 2 points. But he did play 72 minutes, which I'll take. I knew this going into the season. He was going to be like a risk for minutes because of the lap. But the fact that he starts ahead of him, I'll take. And Jared Bowen was my 1 week punt. So you can imagine what I've done for my Game Week 2 team. And it was absolutely shocking in the end. They got battered 3-0. And he's gone down in price as well. And because I'm not fully focused on FPL at the minute, I've lost a bit of value on him. So, I mean, yeah, I gained from Reinders, but I've lost from Bowen. But yeah, that was frustrating. But anyway, 54 points overall. Not the worst start to the season, but hopefully Game Week 2 I can do much better. Right then, so let's whiz through my team for Game Week 2. Starting us off, of course, is the goalkeeper, and that was quite an easy choice. So I've gone for Pickford ahead of Hermansen. There was no chance I was going for Hermansen when he got Chelsea home after getting battered 3-0 by Sunderland. So Pickford is going to be starting in goal for me, and he is at home to Brighton. So hopefully Everton do better in that game. With my defence as well, it's going to be the same back three that it was previous. So Van der Ven is going to stay on my bench, as is Juve. Just purely based on the fact that both their fixtures are not the best. Obviously, I mentioned West Ham having, Chelsea at home. And obviously Spurs, I've got Man City away. So there's no chance I'm having double Spurs defence for this game week. And then obviously you've got Reece James, got West Ham away. And Virgil van Dijk has got Newcastle away. So the only thing I don't like about this game week is all my defenders are going to be away from home. But hopefully, Chelsea and Liverpool, I mean, I'm hoping more Chelsea will be able to keep a clean sheet. I'm not quite confident with Liverpool. But then again, Isak is not exactly going to be playing for Newcastle up front, is he? Now running on to the midfield, and of course, it's going to be the same 5-man midfield than it was before. Salah is going to be obviously my captain. Well, I say obvious. It's actually quite a tough one this week because Newcastle away. I just don't know how good Newcastle's going to be this season, so that'll be an interesting one. Palmer's got West Ham away. That is an option for captaincy, but I'm not going to be doing it because, well, of his poor performance really last week, and the fact that I scored. Reinders has got Spurs at home. That is going to be a tough one. I'm quite excited to watch that game. We'll see how that goes. See how good Spurs are now under Thomas Frank. Shrewsbury Hall at home to Brighton. That is going to be a tough game. I'm really hoping though that they do well. I mean, he was actually unlucky against Leeds when thinking about it, because he is on set pieces that corner. If Brian got a decent connection onto that header, he could have got an assist, but he didn't. But anyways, and then Rodgers has got Brentford away, who's also an option to be captain for this game week, because Brentford, I still think, are going to be awful. I don't rate Keith Andrews as a manager at all. And the fact that their best players are pretty much all going, it ain't looking great for Brentford, is it? Finally, then, the strikers, I guess, the only interesting part of this video, because you get to see what my transfer was for this game week. And that, of course, we're taking Bowen out, who was my 1 week punt, and bringing in Ollie Watkins. The reason why I've got Watkins in is just, his fixtures going forward are pretty decent. I don't rate Brentford. Then after that, he's got Palace, Everton, Sunderland, Fulham, and Burnley all to come. Those fixtures are nice and tidy. I mean, he could be an option as well to be my captain for this game week. I'm not going to, but he could be. But yeah, this is what I was planning all along. I did think about possibly having Gyökeres, just purely basically because he has Leeds, and he didn't look too bad, I guess, against United. I do think he's going to do well against Leeds, but just purely based on the fixtures after for Arsenal has put me off, whereas Watkins is actually on a decent long run of fixtures. So that is why I've gone for him. And obviously Pedro Porro, am I going mad? João Pedro is starting alongside him. There's no chance I'm starting that Sunderland striker who couldn't even start for Sunderland. 4.5 million, and we all reckon he was going to start. He ain't started the first game. He didn't even come on in that 3-0 win against West Ham. So that's a bit worrying as well, because the last thing I really want is all these donkeys to sell him straight away, because this is the worst time of season for players' prices. It just goes mental. So if he goes down to 4.2 million, I'm going to be vexed. But yeah, those are my front two for this game week. So this is our team that looks an all-in-one, and I've got to say, I am showing what my fixture difficulty is in my head anyway, ahead of each game week, and overall, it doesn't look too great, really. I mean, Chelsea and Villa are probably the only players that I'm pretty confident going into this game week that could do well for me. The others, the likes of Salah, Reinders, and that, it's really hard to call what's going to happen there. I mean, obviously, when you got the likes of Pedro up against Man City at the minute, who look very good against Wolves, that is slightly worrying. But yeah, that is how the team is looking then. So, like I said, 3-5-2 formation there. Salah's captain. Watkins has gone through. I have made the transfer, so that's how it's going to be. Going into game week 2, let me know what you think of this team. Let me know anyway what I'm doing wrong. If you think I'm doing something absolutely stupid, obviously I don't have the likes of Florian Wirtz and that. But yeah, let me know what you guys are doing as well. Are you doing any better than me? Did you do a better start than me? Let me know in the comments below. And before you go as well, don't forget to like this video,